What's up, guys and gals? We're here. We're back here again on this beautiful Friday. We're starting a little late today, guys. I'm a little tired. A little tired, guys. So let's make sure everybody's on here. Yep, we good. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got Mikey, UFC, BJJ. We got the Mendez Bros. We got some other stuff too. You guys know I'm tired. If I start this late, I'm tired. Shout out to Evan. No days off, even though we need a day off. Evan. Nick Meisters, what's up, bro? Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's start yapping. So you got the Mendez Bros. They got the whole family. What is rainbow friendly? I'm gonna leave it up to you to decide what that means, bro. So we got the Mendez brothers, wholesome family right here. So man, they take the whole family over to Japan. So that costs a lot of money. And shout out to those guys. The brothers. They got the wives, all the kids. I don't know whose kids are who. They got the mom. So beautiful, beautiful to see. I'm not the biggest fan of Guy Mendez as a coach, but I don't hate the guy. So Tokyo Day 2. So I'm not sure if they get sponsored or what. It costs a lot of money to take the whole family over there, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they got some points. Bro, use your brain, bro. I don't need to explain everything. You figure it out for yourself, man. Whatever you want it to be, that's what it can be. I'm not your dancing monkey over here, man. So yeah, man, we just started, bro. Can you chill, bro? Chill out, bro. So some comments, some in Portuguese. Amazing family. Looks amazing. Yeah, cool. I like how they always take a break and you will go celebrate life. They'll take a vacation in Japan. That's pretty cool. And taking the whole family, they can expose everybody to different culture, and it's cool, man. They're very, very what's the word I'm looking for? They're just very blessed to be able to do that. I want to do that too. So they're going to all the stores, walking around the city, taking pics. So that's awesome, bro. Got the kids, man. They're gonna have some great memories. Some great memories. Yeah, I'm jealous. I want to go there too. I don't want to join the Mendez family. Yeah, look at tired, ready to go back home and play video games. It's also probably hot over there. Cool, man. Shout out to the kids living life. Yeah, you gotta spend time when your guys are all young. What's this post? They already competing there too. It says Tynan is only 24 years old. Wow, man, yeah, Jesus. Where'd that post go? It's crazy. These 24-year-olds are killing us. He's one of the most dominant competitors in jiu-jitsu history. The X-Guard is trademark of his game plan. So that's him sweeping everybody, basically. Hey, Murasaki. Poor Murasaki, bro. Murasaki. They got him in different highlights. They got Samson over there. Poor Murasaki, man. He came close to winning. But maybe next year, It's only been, I think, 22, 23, 24, 25. Maybe 26 would be a good year for him. Only time will tell. So cool, man. Tynan's really good. Hopefully I can get a match with him. I'm not saying I'm going to beat him. I can barely hang with Samson. But I want to throw my jiu-jitsu at him and see what happens, I guess it's more Mendez family in Brazil, in Tokyo. Yo, I can't imagine how much it costs to feed everybody over there. got the matcha. All right, kids, 1 meal per day. And travel with everybody. I'm not sure how they travel together. They had to do multiple taxis. Man, great times. So we got we'll look at it, but they got the Asian Championship in Tokyo going down, so that's pretty cool. We got Mikey over here rolling with his sister.
I'm the referee. Looking good, looking good. Keep up the action. Keep up the action. Come on, Tammy.
Why is Mikey beating up on his sister?
Break it.
Why is Mikey beating up on his sister? Oh. So that happened to Mikey before when he fought Bruno Malfacine. Bruno did the hand pull.
She's just beat me up every day of my life until I was probably like 16, 17. But that's like a good 12 to 13 years of her just bullying me, right? So now that I could get her back, I always try to get vengeance. But we still have some heated matches. So do you want to train?
Let's do it.
There's no cool way to get in that ring, that bowl. So UFC, good job. Mikey and his older sister Tammy have been lifelong training partners. Yep. More Tammy airtime. They should have made her a coach, and then they could have fought. Is Tammy Mikey's sister? Yep, and multiple-time world champion. 100% sure she still does. She's amazing. Yeah, she's won worlds. I don't think she's won no gi worlds. Has she? She's done. Maybe she has. I don't know. She definitely won gi worlds 2 times, I believe. She's a 5-time no gi world champion too. Yeah, cool, man. I like Tammy. She has one of the worst matches I've ever seen where she got her arm broken. That was pretty bad. Maybe we can see that match. Tammy, you want us to watch your match of you getting your arm broken? I mean, she didn't tap out. I didn't make her tap out. I had no control of that match. So shout out to these guys. I've been giving UFC BJJ a hard time. I don't have any more energy to watch this stuff, so I leave it to you guys to go watch it for me. Let me know what you think.
Biggest animal I think I could strangle.
So of course these guys think they can beat up animals. Actually, Tackett could probably beat up some animals for sure. I believe Tackett could choke out some animals. Now, why would he want to choke out animals? I don't know. You got to remember these guys are like 20, 21, 22. So, they want to beat up animals. They want to abuse these animals out here. Yeah, this is what you guys love. So, you guys go in those comments and talk about the animals you would strangle together.
Boa, agora sim, agora sim, agora sim. Fica aí, irmão. Fica aí. Boa, boa.
Don't stop.
Fica aí, irmão.
Don't stop.
Tem muito tempo. Você vai parar aqui. Vamos. Boa, agora sim.
Vai pegar. Tá.
Fica aí. Fecha a cotovelo.
Swing.
Parou. Faz backstep. Boa, agora sim.
So Carlos Henrique is pretty good. He's fought my boy Jeffro. So really good guy. I guess was he on Mikey's team? He's tough. Man, really good. I don't think he's been on the Another Day. What's up, man? I don't know if he's been on the. I don't know if he's won Nogi Worlds or anything yet. But he's really good. He's done ADCC, opens and stuff like that. I don't think he made it to the big. I don't think he made it to ADCC though. Did he? I've seen him around. I just haven't seen him, in the finals or anything. But it's tough to get into the finals. I'm not in the finals usually. It's hard, man. Because I don't know Carlos Henrique. He's a pleasure to know. Oh, if you don't know him, he's a pleasure to know. As a man, and his jiu-jitsu is slick and technical. Yeah, he's very technical. What an upset, though. Gianni was going to win, but that set up to Anaconda. Yeah, these new kids are strong. So Mikey speaks a little bit of Portuguese. I don't know how good his Portuguese is, but it gets by. He gets by. And you guys got to remember, Gianni's getting up there. Gianni, how old is Gianni Grippo? Let's see real fast. Gianni about my, I'm definitely older than Gianni. You know, as you get older, stuff don't stuff like you used to stuff. And when were you born, Gianni? 92, yeah. He 33 or something. Yeah, man. Whew. And you know what, Gianni, one of the most decorated guys on there. He's got 264 wins, 77 losses. He's had more matches than most people. He over 300 matches, man. Almost close to 400. He close to 400 matches. Is it 400? I don't know. Let me check real fast. You know, the kids nowadays gonna have like the little kids, those Mendez kids, they're gonna have like 500 matches by the time they're adults. 341 matches, and this isn't accurate. This is only at black belt, guys. Yeah, he's close to 400 matches at black belt, and you know some of these things are missing. Some of those, he got his black belt in 2014. He's been competing 10 years, 11 years at black belt. Like tons of wins, man. Look at all that. That's wild. I don't know if I could do a video on Gianni. That would take forever. And that's just how it goes, man. You know, I'm getting older too. Gianni's getting older. People figure out your game, and you know your body's kind of, you know, you're not like you used to be, unfortunately. But shout out to Gianni, bro. He doing it, man. He's still out there fighting. I want to see these kids. I want to see Mikey when he's 34, 35. I want to see Carlos Enrique when he's 34, 35. I want to see Gordon Ryan. Hopefully he makes it to 35. Gordon Ryan, not even 30 years old, I believe. So we're gonna check it out. They got some other good guys on there too. Is Andy Varela on there?
All right, so right now what we're gonna do.
Can't play the music. So they're bowling. Mikey just making friends on the show. That's all. That's all Mikey's doing is making friends on the show.
Yeah, it's a moment now.
Can't play the music, but that's Gianni looking good, bro, for 32, 33. He doing good, man. That's all good, man. Masters, I'm still fighting. I haven't been to Masters yet, but you know, if he goes to Masters, he's gonna maul everybody. Carlos Enrique is 25. 25 years old, of course, bro. He's you know, he's on fire, you know. Yeah, man, it's rough out here. And he's 6 foot. He's 6 foot at 155. Are they lying about that? I think he is tall though. 6 foot at 155, man. Yeah, this guy's tall. Unless Gianni's height is not right, they put him at 5'6", and the other dude is 6 foot. So maybe he's lying about his height on there. The other guy. Will they show the height difference? I don't know. It's hard to beat the young guys, man. When you in your 30s, you got to fight the 25-year-olds with the good testosterone. It's rough. Talking about young testosterone, we got Andy Murasaki. He says it's his first time competing at the Asian Championship, but he used to live in Japan, so I don't know what happened there.
Murasaki here. I'm here at the IBJJF Asian Championship in Japan, and you know, it brings me so much memory being here again. Last time I competed here in Japan, my home country, was I believe 2016, 2017. I won double gold as a juvenile blue belt, and you know, fast forward, I'm here as a black belt, fighting my first ever Asian Championship. And also, I'm really excited to be here competing in my hometown, and you know, having my family, my parents, my teammates, right? My old teammates, friends, so many people. Like I see some people that I was like, man, we used to train when I was a little kid. You know, so being here brings me a lot of memory, and I'm super happy to be here. I'll be competing tomorrow, Saturday, at 11 a.m. Please come support me if you're around. If not, just watch online, and let's go. Os. Nihon no minasan, ouen o onegai shimasu. Os.
I've never heard Murasaki speak Japanese, but I don't know if it's super good either. He might speak Portuguese as his first, Portuguese might be his first language. But shout out to him. That's great. I think is Tynan competing? He better go to lightweight then. Imagine Murasaki goes to Japan, fights Tynan again, loses, and he what was the point of that trip? You better go to lightweight. you better dodge Tynan, bro. The thing is, Andy Murasaki is really great. It's just, Tynan's hard to beat right now. And then, he could have a run like Cobrinhas or, Rafa Mendes, where it takes a while for like a new. Well, Mika Galvão could probably beat Tynan. But it's going to take a while for, someone else to come around that can dethrone him. Probably, Super Tynan. God have mercy on us if another Tynan, a Super Tynan comes through from the juveniles to the adult division. Like, oh my God. We can't even deal with Tynan. We can't, bro. Sometimes you forget these people are human. So Asian Championship, if you ever get the chance to go out there, guys, go out there. I did it a long time ago, but it was fun. And yo, Korea out there representing too, man. Don't sleep on Korea, man. I don't know where they get these Korean guys. Yeah, shout out to those guys. So this is going on for a couple days. Saturday going to be the big day. Who else is over there? Look over. Got Sarah Galvão.
Here at the Asian Championships for the first time, making my black belt debut in Japan. Never ever would I thought that I'd be making a debut out of the country, but here I am. The Asian Championship is commonly known here, and I'm very excited to be fighting here in their country, fighting their people, and just a different style of just cultures, different styles of jiu-jitsu. This is where jiu-jitsu was made, Japan. So it's very nice to feel the culture and just meeting new people here. Hey everyone, I'm here at the Asian Championships for the first time.
Shout out to Sarah. Man, everybody on vacation in Japan. That's cool. I wish they would actually spend some time there, because a lot of times people just go for the tournament and then leave. But if you go all the way to Japan, I feel like you need to spend like a week or two there. Absorb some culture. I used to do this too. Go to the tournament and then that's it. Go to the venue, maybe eat a little bit. Okay, get out that city or country. But now, if I can, I try to stay a little bit longer. So she's making her black belt debut. She won world championships at brown belt. She did really good. I wanted to see her fight Helena. I wanted that match to go down, but no go. So she probably gonna tear it up out there. Yeah, she definitely gonna do well. No questions about that. She gonna do well, guys. Let's see who else out there. We got a few people out there. Got some sleepers out there, man. Some sleepers
what's
out
up,
there.
everybody? Samuel Nagai here, the Samurai. I'm really happy to be here. So if you don't know, I used to train in here when I was 10 years old. I used to live in Japan. Then I had to leave, you know, when I was 14. I had to go back to Brazil. Then after 12 years, I'm here again. I'm really excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous because tomorrow my first professor will be here, you know, so I'm looking forward to, you know, perform like really good on the highest level. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Us.
So a lot of the, you know, when the Japanese Brazilians are there, man, it's not like they're not fully seen as Japanese, you know. So someone sounded like he had some visa issues. They had to go back to Brazil. Even if you know you have some Japanese descent, I think it's really hard for them to get citizenship, and then there's more issues. So it might have taken them 10 years to get back into the country. Well, it's at 12 years. So that's awesome that they have the opportunity to go back to their homeland, second homeland or first homeland. And you know, those guys like Jackson the guy, Samuel the guy, Jackson the guy, Meow Bros, Murasaki. There's a lot of Japanese Brazilians out there, you know. If you know the history of you know, the Meow Bros gym, 1908, that's when the Karasumaru, that's the one the ship from Japan went to Brazil. So shout out to these guys. I don't know what weight class he's going in. So man, in this tournament, it went from like kind of tough to like, oh shoot, you got to fight Andy Murasaki, Samuel Nagai, or Tynan, who are all like world champion caliber. So it's rough, bro. There's some more good people out there. Look, who's this guy?
Man, I'm so happy to be here on this stage again. Like I was here like last 2 years, but not to compete, you know. I was just sharing, and like it means a lot for me to be here at IBJJF after six years competing again, and especially like at home, you know. Japan is my home, and I'm just excited. I'm like and I'm ready to get the double gold tomorrow. I hope you guys be like looking for it, all right? Hey guys, Igor Tanabe here. Man, I'm so happy to be here on this stage
again.
again.
Blink going on. If you guys don't know him, Igor, he's we call him the Fat Ninja. So he's been fighting in MMA, and I guess he's getting back on the grappling scene. Murasaki, who's this guy?
I'm at Asian IBJJF in Japan, and I'm very excited to compete tomorrow. I've been training so much, and I'm coming after the goods. Keep your eyes out on IBJJF because some rules is coming up.
So we got a lot of good people over there. Hey, Gabal over there too.
Yeah, so we have Sarah competing first time as a black belt. It's gonna be her debut here, and I can't wait to watch that. As a father, incredible. I have all my feelings, you know, very proud of her, and I can't wait to watch it. And also Stefano, right? Stefano is my son-in-law. He just competed and he won. Definitely had a great event. He won like all fights, 4 fights, got the gold, lightweight division, purple belt. Super proud of him, happy for Stefano, he deserves it. And also have Andy Murasaki. Andy's gonna be competing amongst the black belt division, right? So middleweight actually. So this time he's gonna come as a middleweight. So can't wait to watch him. And you know, Andy's a technician. I want to see.
He's not a strategist though.
Jiu-jitsu here in Japan.
Andy's not a strategist though.
Yeah, so
you need to become a strategist, not a technician. So sounds like Andy might be fighting Tynan, unless Tynan goes to middle heavy. I mean, ain't no point in going to Japan if you cutting weight. That's like the worst trip ever. Don't go to Japan. Don't go to Rome. Don't go to Portugal if you need to cut weight. That's not what you do, guys. That ain't gonna work out. Because you're gonna want some ramen. You're gonna want some sushi. You're gonna want some tonkatsu. You're gonna want some food out there, and you're gonna be torturing yourself. A lot of people over there, bro.
Bom, hein? Domingo eu vou sair na porrada, prometo um show, como sempre. Estou muito animado de estar lutando aqui na terra dos grandes samurais. Esteja pronto que eu vou dar um show. Peter Frank aqui.
He speaks English too, but Peter Frank over there, crazy masters guy, he gonna be out there too. Got this other kid. He's really good too, Danilo.
Eu sou o Danilo Hamazaki, da equipe Carpe de Mita. E nesse final de semana, sábado, eu vou estar lutando na categoria faixa preta, peso pena. E lutas duras, uma vibe muito boa aqui no ginásio, mas vai ser guerra, porrada e podem esperar um resultado muito bom. E aí, galera?
It's crazy because, you know, some of the Japanese Brazilians, they don't speak Japanese. They just speak Portuguese. So it's really crazy. Because, you know, sometimes you look at him like, oh, this is a Japanese dude. And he's like, nah, man, I just speak Portuguese. So we got some other good people there, too. Again, if you ever get the chance, go out there. Go out there and, you know, scrap. The cool thing about this sport is that it's international. You can go to Brazil. You can go to Japan. You can go anywhere, just about anywhere. Just about. And you can perform your art form. Same thing with judo, but, you know, it's kind of rough to do that for judo. Wrestling, it's kind of hard to do that in wrestling if you're not high level. Same thing, you got to be kind of high level in judo to be traveling like that internationally. Jiu-jitsu, you can go do your Masters 2, 3, 4, 5 division. White belt Masters 2 division. And you good, bro. Talking about jiu-jitsu, we can talk about wrestling. So let's see. It says spent the day sitting down with the woman making HBCU history. Coach Kenya Sloan, the first ever head coach of Delaware State women's wrestling team, from her days as an undefeated high school champ to building a program from scratch. So I've been telling you guys about the female wrestling. Not from a fan standpoint, but from the standpoint of if you have daughters or, you know, nieces that are in high school or middle school, get them into wrestling. These schools are looking for athletes. You know, they want to give scholarships. You know, they're hungry to give scholarships to the girls. So if you have any nieces, daughters, granddaughters, anyone out there that can wrestle, put them in some programs. Even if they don't have a lot of experience, you know, the high school level, most states have added a women's state program, regional programs, collegiate programs. So take advantage of those opportunities, guys. Get out there. I don't know what's going on with this thing. What happened here? Yeah, I don't know what happened there, guys. Maybe I can pull it back up. Let's see real fast.
The reality show was released yesterday. I wasn't really looking forward to it because unfortunately it didn't go my way. Carlos Enrique was a great opponent, super tough. He's a really talented kid. He's got a really bright future. So there's no shame in losing to him, but it was obviously disappointing. I feel like I didn't perform the way I would have liked to, but it is what it is. But guys, like I say, you got to keep a short-term memory. You got to keep looking forward to what's next. So I'm at the airport now, about to head to Kazakhstan. I'll be representing Alio next week at AIGA. It's going to be exciting. We have a stacked team. I'm really excited about it. So long story short, whatever happens, keep moving forward, on to the next. So yesterday, my match on UFC BJJ, the reality.
Yo, shout out to Gianni, man.
So yesterday.
Shout out to Gianni, man. That's a great mentality. That's a champion's mentality. You know, keep it moving, man. Keep it moving. If you dwell on your losses, heck, if you dwell on your wins, I mean, what are you doing? You got to keep moving forward. Mike Columbus says you're doing really great on the show, Gianni. Really good look, and awesome with that the public gets to know you and other guys a little bit. So great mentality, sir. I did watch your fight last night, and I remember watching you at RGA. So you know, this might be some silver lining because, you know, Gianni, he's not tied to that exclusive contract, so he can do Aiga, he can do Kansai, he can do Bonsai, he can do Zapatero. You know, he can do these other tournaments because he's not, you know, stuck in that contract with the UFC. So it might be silver lining. You could win the UFC BJJ, and it might be the worst thing for you. You get a 4-fight deal for $10,000, but CGI is like, oh, we're gonna give $5 million at the next CGI. Then the other dude's stuck in the UFC. UFC is never gonna give you any big money. They're never gonna do that. They don't give their fighters big money. Yeah, great mindset from Gianni. Just keep it moving. Think about the next tournament. Shout out to Evan. That's Evan over there too. He always thinking about the next tournament. That actually, if you're nervous about competing, that helps. Just register for another tournament afterwards. So then you're like, well, if this goes bad, I got to get ready for the next thing. So, and that's just life, man. It's a continuous journey. It's you guys out there that think it's a sprint. It's a marathon, guys. What did Rocky say? It's not how hard you get hit, but if you're able to stand back up or something like that. I ain't log it in right there. Speaking about Japanese Brazilians today, we got another Japanese Brazilian. Where is he at though? He's right here. Can't play the music. Oh, there's no music. Shout out to Jao Miao, man. He who would have guessed he was the funniest guy in jiu-jitsu? Who would have guessed he was the funniest guy in jiu-jitsu? If you told me this 10 years ago, I would never believe you, but it's true. He's the funniest guy. He's the funniest guy in jiu-jitsu. You know what? Why didn't they put Jao Miao versus Mikey? That would have been pretty good. I think Jao Miao would have done a better job than Harrison. Some of you guys are defending Harrison. I don't hate the guy. I don't even know the guy. I think Jao Miao would have been a good addition to the show. Would have brought that comedic element. And he's good at jiu-jitsu. That would have been a match we could see. I would like to see Jao versus Mikey. Because Jao be tearing up the Masters division. Somebody get him out of Masters, please. It is not fair. You shouldn't have Jao Miao in Masters division. Speaking about no-gi, we got Gordon Ryan, your guys' favorite dude, Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan fires at Fionn Davies after emotional post. Can you imagine being this soft? So that's the guy you guys look up to. He's over there attacking a girl because she's sharing her, sharing like her inner thoughts to the world, which is okay. She's a public figure. And she said she needed to take a break. I completely understand. I want Gordon Ryan to take a break. Can he take a break off social media? Can somebody take his phone? So, I don't think Jason Whitfield's on there, but, he said he would go train with Gordo. And I said I would go train with Fionn. I think if you're a person, I think Fionn is probably the better coach to go train with. Because Gordon, you slip up, you show some weakness, you fall, you falter, he gonna be roasting you the next day, calling you an idiot. You want your coach calling you an idiot, or do you want a coach that can empathize with you and understand, what you're going through? I'm going to Fionn. I'm going to Team Fionn. I'm going to Arma BJJ. You guys go over to Kingsway and get roasted by Gordo. Fionn Davies has publicly shared that she will be taking a break from competition, opening up about recent struggles in a heartfelt Instagram post. Gordo, that's your guys' hero. The king, Gordon Ryan. You guys love Gordo. I don't hate Gordon. I'm a big fan of his. Not as a person, though. And while many fans expressed support, so she posted on Instagram, and while many fans expressed support, her announcement also prompted immediate backlash from Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan. Gordon, take care of your health, bro. Davies has been under intense scrutiny lately, largely due to her decision to sign an exclusive contract with the UFC. While many top athletes have inked similar deals, Davies has faced an outsized amount of criticism. So she gets criticized for everything she does. Much of it stems from her longstanding role as a vocal advocate for the growth of women's jiu-jitsu, as some feel that aligning with an exclusive promotion contradicts her message, while others argue that her UFC platform could help push women's grappling into the mainstream. Bro, if Gordon don't run every girl away from Kingsway, Kingsway. Well, you train at Kingsway, it's everything goes the Kingsway. Here is what Fionn had to say about her decision. I read this earlier, but I'll read it again for you guys. You know, that's how much I love you guys out here. Even when you guys piss me off, I love you guys. Even when you keep asking me the same question over and over again, I still love you guys. Even when you annoying the crap out of me, I tend to love you guys. She says, I'm struggling a bit to write this as I don't want to come off as looking for pity or oversharing, but at the same time, I want to be honest. The last few weeks, I've been struggling a lot mentally. I've always been told to suck it up and told to grow a thicker skin. I am also aware that situations like this bring up past wounds of feeling like an outsider. So I'm definitely taking things harder than I normally would, and not being able to train made it worse. You know, that's kind of normal. People go through depression when they can't train normally. You know, she had an injury. She can't train like she used to. I saw, well, I don't want to speculate, but there's been some research that, you know, exercise helps with traumatic experiences, helps you get over traumatic experiences. So some of these people be overtraining because they're training, they're trying to not run away from something, but they're fighting some battles, some internal battles. I never loved jiu-jitsu more. I've never wanted to quit so much. Seeing comment sections and online threads talking about me is not natural or healthy, but also hard to avoid. I'm a strong believer in what's said behind my back is none of my business, but the internet means that that's no longer possible. Going into competition, the fear is no longer if I lose. The solution is easy. Go back to the gym and fix mistakes. The new overwhelming fear is what will people say about me? How will I be torn apart? So, you know, man, you guys can be kind of heartless out here. People in the comment section with no thumbnail picture can be heartless. I don't know if they're real. They might be a bot. So my advice to you, Fionn, some of these people aren't real. You can't take it too personally. I understand. And do what you need to do, girl. I know in my heart that the reason I stopped competing could likely be because of that. For now, I'm going to focus on opening Arma, her new gym, and I'm so excited to be a coach and grateful for something to throw myself into. I know many are good at turning these things out, and I'll be doing the work in therapy to make sure I can too, because I'm not a quitter. Thank you, Fionn. I mean, Gordo don't got the emotional. He ain't got no emotional intelligence. He could never make that post. Gordo could never make that post. He actually would probably help a lot of people if he talked about his mental health. It didn't take long for Gordon to react. This. He says this. I really don't want to read what he's saying. Let's go down here. So he actually screenshotted her post, and then he made a post about her post. So that's pretty low. I mean, that's your guy's hero, the king. The king ain't got no clothes. The king. The emperor has no clothes. I got that book recently. I need to read it, or a while back actually. Remember that time I posted about being a strong man and individual, that no one gives a care about your problems, and just to shut STF up and do what you need to do? Then remember when Fionn came to attack me and told everyone it's okay to be, I don't know how to say that. Where's Nick Meisters? Nick, can you see what's on the screen? Guys, listen, I don't read everything that's on the screen. Sometimes I got to come up with different words, euphemisms, new definitions. I can't read everything on this screen. You think I can read everything from Gordon Ryan and Reddit? Most of that stuff is racist, sexist, bigotous, whatever it is you can think of. So sometimes I say different words to mean to stand in for the words that they wrote that I don't want to say. Well, here she is telling the internet how she can't handle random losers in their mom's basement talking about her. The soft baby world champion telling everyone how she can't take the mean tweets. I don't want to read this anymore. You read it for yourself. There's the post right there. You guys go read it. I can't self-edit for Gordon Ryan. He can barely type. He can't put no sentences together. I'm over here trying to make that make sense. I'm gonna leave that to you guys to make that make sense. You guys can look that up and read it for yourselves. Before I move on, shout out to Cousin Tony. It's Cousin Tony's birthday. And it's Big Tony's birthday. Those are two different Tonys. So shout out to Tony. Mr. Gabagool. Hey, Gabagool. Happy birthday, Tony. I know Tony training on his birthday. Tony. I know Tony training, and I know Tiana working out. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Big Tony. I think he's in Texas now. Shout out to him, wherever he is. Says UFC BJJ coach Harrison Gabriel's difficult journey. I would sell popsicles to get by. So if you guys don't know, in Brazil, some of those black belt competitors, they be selling candy and popsicles and whatever else to make money to compete. So never forget how blessed we are. I mean, to compete. You know, some of us were doing New Jersey Open. Some of us so blessed we can go to Japan and compete. So we all got our blessings, you know. And some guys just want to be able to compete, you know. They gotta fight to get it out the mud. They gotta fight to get a gi. They gotta fight to get to the tournament. They hope to make it to America. There's people in Brazil, they got the skill to win pans and worlds. They just gotta get out there somehow. You know, so it's rough, you know. There's only so many Jansen Gomez's, Gabrielis, and Izakis. You know, there's a ton of kids that are good and great. They just don't get a shot. Jason Whitfield, what's up, Jason? He says to say that the reason Gordon is mentally strong is because he's not as intelligent as Fionn. I didn't say that. That's not fair. She's no nuclear physicist herself. I said he wasn't emotionally intelligent. I didn't say that. I listen, I'm not defending any jiu-jitsu person for being smart. I mean, Gordon is special, man. I don't know what kind of special he's got going on, but he's special. Listen, Jason, we know you love Gordon Ryan, bro. You team Gordon, I'm team Fionn. It's all good, bro. We can support different people. I'm definitely team Fionn. You go to Kingsway, man. Jason love Gordon. I like Gordon as a competitor. I just said I can't read his post. That's what I said. I can't edit this post to make it legible or readable. So I'll leave it up to you guys to read the King's post over there. I can read Fionn's post. I can understand Fionn's post and read it. She got sentences. She uses periods. I'm gonna leave Gordon's post to you guys to break down. I'm over there trying to read that post. You go read that post and defend of Jason Whitfield. You live stream that Gordon Ryan post and defend it. I'm team Fionn all the way. Harrison Gabriel's path to becoming a UFC BJJ coach didn't begin with world-class facilities or financial backing. Instead, it began with melted popsicles and hand-me-down gis. Growing up in Rio de Janeiro's Cantagalo favela, that's where Tedaday's from, Gabriel's biggest challenges weren't on the mats, but in everyday survival. So if you guys don't know about like the Tedaday project, they get gis for the kids, they get snacks for them, some tutoring, just for those guys that have a fair shot. So, you know, everybody in America got it really easy, not easy, but got a lot more access to the resources than the kids coming up in the favelas. A lot of times, not to mention the drugs and the gangs. It's rough out there, bro. It ain't everything over there is keeping them from being successful. That's why when those kids come, if they make it from the favela, you know, they make it from there and they're good. guys like Jansen Gomez, Izaki, Gabrielli, bro, you can't stop them, bro. They too, they too mentally tough. Not mentally tough. I got that from Jason Whitfield over here. They just prepared. In a post-victory interview after winning the 2025 IBJJF Pan American Championship, Gabriel opened up about the grind it took to get there. One that started with selling treats to beachgoers. Yeah, man, it's rough out here and out there. He says, I would sell popsicles when it was really hot. I'd go to the beach. When the weather was nice, I'd sell them in the park. Gabriel's dedication to making it in jiu-jitsu extended far beyond training hours, too. He juggled coaching judo on weekdays. I didn't know he had a judo background. And working alongside his father and brother on weekends to scrape together enough money for competition trips. At one point, he had to borrow an oversized gi just to step on the mat at the IBJJF Pans. Now things are looking better for the Brazilian national. What we go through in the past is just a phase. Keep working, keep dedicating yourself. One day it'll work out. A while ago, I was selling popsicles at the beach. Today, I'm a Pan American champion and possibly with the possibility to change my life and my family's. So when you see schools like Alliance, those schools like that, Gracie Baja, they don't have poor people there. Poor people can't afford to go train at Alliance. We saw yesterday to train at Alliance in London, 280 euros. And I don't know what the pricing is in Brazil, in Sao Paulo or Rio. Fortunately, Teddy was able to train at Alliance. He was so good he didn't have any money, but they let him train. But if those guys don't get an opportunity, they're not gonna make it really. So shout out to Harrison. I was giving him a hard time, but he's definitely battled to get to that level. He's battled to get to that point. So I don't want to take that away from him. I'm still not saying he should have been the coach for the show, but it's already happened. It's already, spilled milk. It's already spilled milk. Can't go backwards. So it's a good opportunity for him. He happy, bro. My man will take whatever money UFC will give him. The only issue is that sometimes, they'll take that money when they need to kind of maybe, slow down a little bit, invest in themselves a little bit more. Alliance was a small team in the 90s. It was actually a pretty big team. What are you talking about? 2000s, it was a big team. Well, the 90s, it started, 80s? If you said the 80s, if you said 1983, I would have believed you. But listen, the first set of black belts was Fabio Gurgel. Teddy didn't start till the 90s. Yeah, you're right. But even then, they I don't think they wanted. He was so good that they would let him train. But I don't think they, if he wasn't that good, he would not have been sponsored by Alliance like the way he was. He would not have had the instruction that he got. Them guys. I don't know if you've seen those old Teddy interviews. They were like, man, let me see if this kid's as good as you said he is. But if he wasn't that good, they would never have sponsored him. I mean, who was on Alliance back then? Yeah, Fabio Gurgel. Listen, all right, you got all the guys. You had Damian Maia, Fabio Gurgel, Leo Vieira. Well, of course, now it's definitely grown. Yeah, Leo Vieira, Ricardinho. I don't think Tellez was a part of the Alliance. You had Comprido. You had a lot of guys. I mean, you had Ratinho, you had Travin, you had a lot of good guys. They always had a killer squad. But what happened to Alliance? They broke apart. That created several teams. That created TT team. That created Brasa. That created what would turn into Checkmat. That created some other teams. Some of that spiraled into Atos. Some of that spiraled into some other stuff. So yeah, Alliance had a good team. And you know what? I don't think they might still get some people from the favelas. I think Izaki might have been the last one that I know of. Yeah, I'm not sure who now. Checkmat always been tapped into the favelas. Checkmat, TT, they always been tapped into the favelas, you know. Alliance, bro, I don't think you can't afford to train at Alliance Sao Paulo. I can't afford to train at Alliance Sao Paulo. I can't train at Alliance Rio or Alliance Sao Paulo. And I sure as heck can't train at Alliance London. So that really just, you know, they will still find the talent from the favelas. But it's just, I think it gets harder and harder every year. Jason Whitfield said the UFC show BJJ is confusing. They keep showing Mikey coaching constantly. They haven't showed one clip of Harrison coaching. I think because the people he's coaching are better than him. Yo, he's like, man, do what you know to do, man. You know, I don't think his English is as good. I don't think he's been a black belt as long as most of those guys. Let's look him up real fast. I mean, the show's biased to Mikey anyway, bro. I mean, yeah. These shows, man, they rigged, bro. They rigged. Harrison Gabriel. Oh, shoot. He just got his black belt this year. When did he get his black belt? Bro. This is about as bad as having Helena be the head coach at Polaris. She just got her black belt. She should be the head coach. I know some of you guys don't care about belts. But, bro, you just got your black belt in 2024? Oh, he was with the Lions. In 2024, one of Harrison's best friends and teammates, Felipe Santos, switched camps in search of better living conditions and moved to a Lions professional squad in Rio de Janeiro, a team led by Rodrigo Travix Thiago. He would later intervene for Harrison, then a brown belt, and his brother Cleason, already a black belt, to also join their workshop. The brothers switched camps a few months later, and on June 7th, Harrison Gabriel was promoted to black belt by his brother. He just got his black belt like last year. He beat some good guys though. Oh, that was this year. Last year he did okay last year too. He lost to Shoya. They could have had Shoya on that show. That kind of doesn't make it look as good because he just got his black belt basically last year. I'm not saying you got to be a black belt to be on the UFC BJJ coach or whatever, but it's all kind of rushed. Because, you know, Mikey been a black belt since 2014, 2015. So I don't think he had the experience. He definitely doesn't have the experience coaching in English. I mean, yeah. I mean, this show, when you look at the details, I don't know what to say. I mean, they screwed up. That's all we can say. What is Harrison gonna do? Hey, Tackett, how's your guard pass and blast double? Yeah. I mean, Tackett been a black belt. Everybody on that show been a black belt longer than that kid. Not to say that, he's not great. He might be a phenom. Bro, it's kind of not fair at all. Why? He doesn't have the experience. How is he coaching? How is he coaching in I don't understand it. He needed more time to cook a little bit. So UFC BJJ, that's listen, I ain't even watching the show. You guys watch it for me. Somebody in the comments was like, you need to watch the show. I ain't got the time or energy. I rather stream for 2 hours than watch that show. So we got some breakdowns. Says, I enjoyed it so far, and so has my significant other. She doesn't train, but she said she can appreciate the people's stories. That's why people tune into this. There's got to be an emotional connection. You think people got an emotional connection with Gordon Ryan? Jason, that's a question for you, bro. It's a good thing Gordon's good at jiu-jitsu. Says, funny enough, she really likes watching leg locks the most out of all the aspects of the match. People that didn't train, that were spectators at PGF, also really love watching the leg locks. I mean, they want to see people's legs get torn off. They said super interesting because I've seen a lot of people on Reddit say they dislike all the leg locks. Said a lot of them said with pins and whatnot, it's hard to tell what's going on. But with the leg locks, they can literally see the feet twisting, and it's easy to see. I mean, I'm not. They want to see your leg get broken. I'm guessing the people watching just want to see a sub, and you can always leg lock people. There is no need to pass guard, and they can come up quick. I have a feeling Josh Sonos is the one with a weight cut issue next episode. We're reading some spoilers too, guys. Maybe Keith comes back. The guy from XC was supposed to be. I don't care. Seems like Cicerno's got some issues making weight. Cicerno's put on a lot of weight during his time off, like Bulk. How did he do that? Spent a lot of time in the weight room. I'm not surprised at all. It seems like Gianni Grippo has been following the same flawed game plan for years now, where he continuously tries to bait his opponents into outside Ashi leg drag position and then presumably passes into an arm triangle. Seems like he does this in every match and never quite works, and sometimes ends up catastrophically for him. Yes, leg drag into arm triangle is his bread and butter, and I could see from the jump he was trying to bait Henrique with a leg. Round 1, it seemed like it could work, but as soon as Henrique committed to playing top, that was it for Grippo. Outside Ashi has become such a deeply researched position in Nogi over the last 10 years that it seems folly to make a strategy contingent upon defending from there. Among other things, it's become well known that maintaining an ankle lock grip will make it impossible to be leg dragged. Just a good post. It says, Carlos Henrique is super underrated. He'll win the lightweight division. Very impressed with him against Max Hansen in Who's Number One. He shut down all of Max's attacks, and Max has beaten a lot of big names, Taza, etc. If he did not pull out in Zapatero 100K tournament, he is my pick to win. He is also well-rounded, very aware. Why weren't the Corby bros out there? They didn't want to sign an exclusive contract? Oh, they're going to CJI. Listen, those guys smart enough to go to CJI. He was my pick to win. He was so well-rounded, very aware defensively. He's bigger and better than Corby's, Krenostin, Grippo. Even against Pato, he's just too big. Yeah, they said he's 6 foot at 155, so that don't really seem fair. I hear that all the fights are in one day, so exchanging assistant coaches on both sides are normal, especially when you have a personal relationship with other members. Grippo and Kevon, Carlos and Austin. When the other stuff, bowling, eating dinner, happens before the tournament. I do not love the scoring because you can just spam leg lock attempts, and it's not a submission threat that will win you a decision. Even if it's not a submission threat, it will win you a decision. If that's the case, then Mikey will be unbeatable in this scoring. Who could have known that Mikey would be unbeatable with the scoring? Mikey, everything is geared to Mikey winning everything. He the king of spamming leg locks and other stuff. He'll be unbeatable in this scoring. Judging, he can spam 1 million leg attacks like when he did in Felipe Machado match. Exclusive contracts are bad for the sport. I can understand if a UFC grappler cannot compete in one and Who's Number One because that is direct competition in UFC BJJ, but they should and go compete in ADCC, IBJF, and CJI. They're saying Carlos Henrique has a size advantage over all the guys. He will have the strength and length leverage advantage. With his high IQ defensive awareness, he will be tough to submit and excellent positionally. He did go head-to-head against good 170-pounders, guys like Dante Leon, Elijah Dorsey, Max Henson, Ben Eddy, Daniel Sadler. I didn't know he fought all those guys. yeah, so that Carlos Henrique guy's good. He fought Jeff, bro. He fought my boy Jeff. Did pretty well. Post by Steve Kwan. You guys don't know. If you guys don't know Steve Kwan, he's the head honcho of BJJ Mental Models, one of the sponsors for me. And he says there's extremist active clubs are infiltrating jiu-jitsu. So, yeah, there's a lot of them. And I don't even understand all the tattoos. Usually they got the tattoos on there, but if you don't understand what the tattoos mean. So these might be some of the posters in my comments over here. I guess it's the video. Steve says, hey mods, I suggest locking the comments on this. Drawing awareness to these active clubs tend to result in them coming out of the woodwork and brigading. So you guys know I don't support none of these extremist people over here. I don't know if you could guess that or not. Can we click on it? Hopefully we don't get hit with the copyright or something. So I just want to post a little bit. We're just gonna play a little bit, guys. If you guys want to look up more of this, you guys, it says extremist active clubs are infiltrating jiu-jitsu and is Fighting Matters YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't support any extremists. I don't support any abusers. I don't support any SA. I don't support any misandry, anything. I don't support none of that stuff.
A homeboy for me, some educational topic that might catch a lot of jiu-jitsu people off guard, but you're probably the best in the business when it comes to explaining it. Maybe first, why don't we do a quick introduction, Mac? Do you want to explain your background and kind of the stuff that you work on just to give context to the audience?
Sure. Yeah, I've spent about the last decade reporting on far-right extremism in North America.
We're just going to watch a little bit, guys.
For about 8 years, I was with Vice News, where I was a senior reporter there, working primarily on the extremism desk. My primary topics were very much like neo-Nazi organizing and the groups that exist in there. These kind of run the gamut from hardline skinhead groups to accelerationist neo-Nazis planning mass shootings, that sort of thing. Now I work with an organization called the Institute for Strategic Dialogue, where we study things that are threatening national security internationally, and terrorism. So I was able to kind of keep my study of focus after leaving Vice. And one of the things I've spent years researching is these little things called active clubs, which I think we're here to talk about.
100%. Yeah, I want to dig into that. Now, also, you are, as far as I can tell, a jiu-jitsu guy, as we discovered
active clubs, guys.
Hitting the record button. This is kind of funny. I actually had no idea prior to recording, but you are very local to me. We live in the same province up here in Canada, and apparently, audio listeners won't be able to tell, but judging from your shirt, I think we're actually in the same jiu-jitsu lineage too, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, I train out of West Coast Jiu-Jitsu in Victoria under John Coots. I'm a blue belt there. Been training this go-round for about 3 years. I trained in my early 20s as well, and I come from a wrestling background, and I just kind of... Jiu-jitsu is the closest thing you can find to beer league wrestling, so here I am.
We did a whole podcast episode on that, specifically on BJJ Mental Models, about beer league jiu-jitsu and how it's the ultimate combat sport for old people who don't want to get beat up too badly.
Well, later on in this, if we want to get into it, the Nordic resistance movement, which is a prescribed terrorist organization in Sweden. So
I might have seen some of those guys.
Think of them is these little local groups of neo-Nazis training, while they won't say it outright.
Yeah, I met some of those guys.
For a race war.
How do these people recruit? Because you brought up here that many of them don't advertise the fact that, hey, this is actually a neo-Nazi front. Do they anticipate just regular folks walking into the gym thinking they're going to learn jiu-jitsu or MMA, and then kind of over time they indoctrinate people? What's the onboarding process look like in terms of how they recruit?
Well, because of kind of their decentralized nature, it changes from group to group. And I've spoken to people in these organizations, and it runs a gamut. They do very much advertise to these pipelines, these kind of far-right pipelines. where it's very much go train white man, go join your group, and they can advertise that way. But they'll also recruit via word of mouth, and they'll recruit via posters in their group, where they will bring people on, and they won't. The term that is very often used in the community is show their power level for a little bit.
Oh,
and
dang.
that's one thing that I find is really, really insidious of groups like this, is because all of us here know, and I spoke about it earlier, know the mental health benefits that come from doing this. You know how fucking good it feels going out and training and making friends and getting better at something. And you could really steer people down wrong paths with that feeling. So
Dang.
they're able to use the benefits of organizations like jiu-jitsu clubs, like Muay Thai clubs, to recruit for whatever they're recruiting for. Many times it's a race war. Other times it's just, you know what, hard to say, but it's horrible no matter what it is. You know, they have these termed Day of the Rope, where they hang all the degenerates and all the journalists and all the minorities.
I'm gonna leave that for you guys. I might watch that later. I just noticed he got his gi up there too. Shout out to this dude. Shout out to Steve Kwan for making a video like this. You know, videos like these actually got some views on it. You know, usually those comments, you know, be kind of rough. Hey, let me get out of there. So I'm always thankful when people share their voice in our community, and you know, they speak up. I try to do my little part. You know, not very big part, but I try to do my little part too. You know, hopefully you guys aren't at those active clubs. Hopefully you're not showing your power level off. You know. Let's move it on. We got Future Kimono sucks. I don't know why he said that. They're okay. What happened? It says unable to find shipment with the number. I guess FedEx couldn't find the shipment. Oh, they fleeced him. Isn't that one of the companies that Gordon Ryan bankrupted? I've been waiting 5 months for my rash guard and fight shorts. Somebody know any information about this company? Well, it looks like they are kimonos of the future. Says their stuff is made to order and in batches. They subtly warn you somewhere in the process. I only noticed because I purchased knowing about the wait time. Yeah, well, they're made in like Australia or somewhere, China. I don't know where. It takes time. That's a custom order. Got a custom order. If you got a custom order, bro, you just gotta wait. Especially now. Bro, tariffs. You cooked, bro. They warn you somewhere in the process. I noticed because I purchased knowing about the wait times. It says right there, in stock. Shoot. No. That's the name of the set. In stock prototype. Super red set. Did you receive yet what you ordered? I think it took like half a year. Well, I mean, you could blame Gordon Ryan for that. Jason Whitfield. I got a couple custom things from them. Took like 6 months to get them. Have never experienced wait times like that for custom gear from anyone else. Well, that's their business. You order from somebody else then. You know, those custom kits take a while, you know, and you don't know what they got going on. New Zealand, is that where they're made? It says, when I was back in New Zealand last month, I heard it on the grapevine. The owner is trying to cash out and move on, so the company might not be getting the love it used to be. He used to be involved in jiu-jitsu program of the same name at one of the Auckland gyms. That doesn't seem to be happening anymore. All social media posts for both the gym and the brand have just stopped cold late last year. So, Gordon Ryan leaked toehold exchanges detail that Future might be going under. I didn't know that. Gordon posted so much random stuff during the toehold beef, I can't find it. While still up, that I see is a toehold saying they hate Gordon Ryan. They hate seeing Gordon Ryan having a hard time getting Future to send him the sponsorship money and having to hunt them down. It's hard finding it. I'm positive it's one of the voice notes. So Gordon Ryan will bankrupt your company. Yes, it seems like something was messed up finance-wise with the business. For the gym, one of the main coaches left, who was pretty well known in the BJJ scene, so a lot of the people trained there so they could train under him. When he left, those people followed him to the old or new gym, which meant not many people left in the classes. They got some new coaches in, but it wasn't the same, so everyone else left for the other gyms. Yeah, he's back to his old gym and a few of its affiliates. Takana, I think I've heard of that gym. Says calls brand Future kimonos, not one kimono on the site. Yep. Companies like this don't have stock despite saying in stock. They wait until they get enough orders to do in bulk. They're happy to take your money and string you along. If orders don't come in at all, they just keep your money or make you wait 6 months for a refund. I've purchased around 5 custom items from them and paid an extra $25 each for rushing. Yeah. Do yourself a favor and go buy gear from Gold BJJ. I'm going to push you guys to inverted gear. Yeah, it just seems like if you work with Gordon Ryan, you go out of business. Can we look that up real fast? Jason says conspiracy. Now we're blaming Chinese manufacturers on Gordon Ryan. Someone needs to take him out. Gordon Ryan was responsible for selling 6 pairs of flip-flops. Gordo's put a couple people out of business and add the tariffs in there. It says interesting comments that Gordon's sponsorship has sent Hypnotic out of business. It says sport went from paying nothing to overpaying. Stuff like this is why companies will go back to sponsoring blue belts for free products and paying peanuts. So that's kind of what happens. A lot of these companies, Show Your Roll and Hyperfly, they used to sponsor a lot of people. Money and stuff like that. Now they just give some blue belt and white belt girls some product and give them a little discount code. Someone told me that you guys know I be working for my inverted gear, bro. I be posting videos. I make a post here or there. I be making my videos, do the sponsor ad. I don't see the other people doing that for inverted gear. They don't even mention inverted gear. I'm the only person that be like, hey, check out inverted gear, offer code Alec, blah, 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 blah. Check this out here. I don't hear no one else say nothing. They just post inverted gear in the bio. That's it. I'm over here slinging inverted gear. Slinging BJJ Mental Models memberships. Stephen Kwan videos on the way soon. Someone once told me that it makes better sense to sponsor blue and purple belts for free gear because it puts the product on the mats more. You sponsor a major black belt for $20K a year or something, and that could put free gear on 40 blue belts who compete monthly and get their friends to buy your stuff. More people see it, and the company gets the exposure for free. Gordon is a hillbilly. This is from 6 years ago. How come the post from 6 years ago is still relevant, huh? Gordon is a hillbilly. He said that, Jason Whitfield, not me. I'm just reading it. And says negative things about the homeless, women, and minorities all the time. Gordo, don't join those active clubs, Gordo. His gear is Kingsway is not an active club over there, is it? His gear, allegedly, his gear also is not IBJJF legal for no-gi. I'm not paying attention to him to refute this claim, but if that's true, could you please link me a source? Yeah, you go Google it. He made fun of the dead Chicago homeless, calling them crazy, all over BJJ EE. We're not gonna look that up, but Jason Whitfield's gonna Jason Whitfield is gonna defend Gordo Ryan. Why pay Gordon anything? Matches only on Flow, and he's a racist, woman hating. I can't. Oh, I shouldn't have said that part either. I should have edited that part. He's a he's a very outspoken person. Hypnotic should have made a statement before he bankrupts another company. I never see his gear in my gym or tournaments, gi and no gi. Future Kimonos was popular until they went bankrupt. God dang. I don't want to do my own research. Yep. Let's see. Guy is always on social media talking about marketability and legally killing people. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. And canceling people who can't work. People, maybe he should give them their money back since no one bought his stuff. I thought Hypnotic was like MMA Warehouse's in-house brand. I don't know. Could be either. Just thought they were directly related in some way. Can't wait for Gordon's Instagram story dispelling all the haters here and about how much money he's making for himself and the brand, a company with the 10 people he has photos with in his gear. And then follows up with the explanation about how to switch gyms every week to take advantage of trial periods. I know some people that do that. Hypnotic was MMA Warehouse's house brand. They, of course, had higher margins on their own brand, so they shifted the focus to Hypnotic. In theory, a good idea, but shelling out almost $5,000 a month to Gordon probably dug them in the ground. That's crazy. $5,000 is a lot of money, but not so much money for the top guy in the sport. Seemed like they were putting all their eggs in one basket, but it feels like that's the direction BJJ gear is going. Every brand just does their ordering through their own site, kind of negating the need for sites like MMA Warehouse. Well, some companies still use, especially for shipping and storage, they might I know some companies that do that. They kind of pitch in for the storage and then have someone else do the shipping for them. It says, yes, that was my understanding. The emails we all got, which were probably biased and written by marketing, of course, said that they were selling so much Hypnotic that it made more business sense to go full Hypnotic and merge/buyout in one of the directions. Even right now, as I type this, their website is still up. I could go buy a Hypnotic key right now. I'm not sure where people are getting that they went out of business. I don't recall them even saying Hypnotic on the podcast. Declaring bankruptcy and going out of business are not the same. He probably meant he cost them significant amount of money. Did they mention declaring bankruptcy on the podcast? I thought he said specifically drove them out of business. Who knows? I could not find anything on the bankruptcy. It says, well, I think Gordon has 3 sponsors. This is 6 years ago. 6 years ago, guys. He had 3 main sponsors: Hypnotic, CBD Distillery, and Muscle Farm. Are any of those sponsors still around? Did Gordo Ryan take all those companies down? The last 2 don't seem like they're going anywhere, and Josh is also sponsored by CBD Distillery. So I don't think he would say anything negative about them, and he couldn't solely attribute their downfall to Gordon. Plus, CBD Distillery just took out an ad in Times Square. Gordo is cool and all, but I wouldn't buy a King Ryan anything. I'm sure he influenced people to buy Hypnotic stuff, but it's not his fault they went out of business. They shouldn't have spent so much money sponsoring him. Maybe he should have gone the grassroots way and stuck to lower belts. There's been a few quoted figures of what they pay him. Even if it's $5,000 a month, which was one of the early numbers, I heard he would have to move them $10,000 worth of stuff to make that back a month. He would have to move $10,000 worth of stuff, of gear, to make that back a month if the cost is half of retail. And that's like 1,300 rash guards. As of a few months, they were paying him $4,500 a month. Man, that would be pretty nice. Inverted Gear? Inverted Gear is like, we ain't never going to pay you that much, Alec. I can't sell 1,300 gis. What would I have to do to sell 1,300 gis, guys? That's crazy. I got to jump out of an airplane or something in a panda suit. Will you guys buy 1,300 gis if I jump out of an airplane wearing a panda suit, guys? And this is about average for someone with his level of exposure and influence in BJJ. I believe Keenan gets similar from Hyperfly. The source is a friend of mine owns a brand and offered Keenan around $4K a month, but he ended up going with Hyperfly. So I'm sure they at least matched it. So, yeah, 4K a month's not bad. Guys, I'm not getting 4K a month from Inverted Gear. I love Inverted Gear, but I'm not getting 4K a month from Inverted Gear. Nelson would unfriend me for 4K. Nelson, if I was like, Nelson, give me 4K, he'd be like, well, Alec, we ain't friends no more. See ya. Honestly, 4.5K sounds pretty reasonable. That amount is outrageous, as evidenced by the fact that the brand became unsustainable. If a brand can't afford 4.5K a month in expenses, they never had a chance to begin with. I mean, they would have been okay. That 4.5K, if they had done the grassroots method and not gave that money to Gordo, they would have been okay. They could have gave a couple gis to some blue belts, and they would have been all right. Jason says, doesn't Kingsway sound like one of those active groups you have been talking about, the Proud Boys, Scientology? He better watch out. Gordon is going to end up on the FBI list. He might already be on the FBI list. Danaher definitely on some lists. I heard a story, I guess there was this serial killer or somebody in New York, and they were like, one of the dudes was like a detective, and he was like, man, it might be, he thought about Danaher for a second. He had to research Danaher for a second. Yo, Kingsway better stay out of trouble. Either 4.5K a month broke the camel's back, or it wasn't Gordon Ryan's fault. And if it's the former, they were doomed anyways. No, they still would have been around if they kept that 4.5K. Yeah. I mean, that adds up. Who is that? Wait a second. I saw something, guys. Got distracted. Oh, that girl? Oh, sorry, guys. Was looking at something. Yeah, I mean, that 4.5K, that could have been leveraged to, create some more apparel, some more marketing. They could have put that in Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and they would have got a return on investment. They gave that money to Gordo. No investment. No return on investment. Just bankruptcy. It is highly unrealistic and unsustainable amount, in my professional estimation, especially for a young brand. Not if you're Hyperfly or Kings. I know a few brands that pay a few grand up to 4K a month to an individual athlete. Usually those are your world champions, your Fions, your Adeles, your Lucas Lepres. I'm not getting that kind of money, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't getting no 4K from. I do okay, but I ain't doing that good. We train in a niche sport that 98% of people don't know about. He's being targeted at the small amount of people in that niche sport that actually either follow him or follow BJJ competitions in general. And not even that, honestly, follow no-gi competitions. I would say out of the people I teach, if I mention Gordon Ryan, 10% would know who he is. That includes blue, purples, and not just white belts. So not only is it a niche sport, but it's a niche genre of people within the sport that they are marketing to. And you're arguing with a guy who owns and works for an apparel company, Scramble. Oh, hey, Scramble, dude. Scramble got some good gear. I always push you guys to Inverted Gear, but you can wear other stuff too, guys. I'm gonna be honest. When I see these other people sponsored, I never hear them talk about the sponsorship. They're never telling you, "Hey, go buy Hyperfly. hey, go buy shoyu roll. Hey, go buy. But listen, I'm always like, hey, go get that inverted gear. Inverted gear. I even got my own way of saying it. So I have yet to see anybody. They do a little post and they put the offer code at the bottom of the post there. But I think I'm the only person that's like really, out there hustling. I'm just going by Instagram followers, their typical rates, assuming he advertises them regularly. I'd imagine most of his followers are pretty targeted. Most of his followers don't see his post. They got him muted probably. It says that's $54,000 a year. That's a lot of money. You know what? You know how much that should have been the marketing budget. Let's be honest. I do believe in influencer marketing, but it's got to be creative. Is Gordon Ryan's not creative, man? If they have found like a blue belt or someone creative and that's pumping out cool content, that $54,000 might have been worth it. Or heck, just some ads, some Facebook, Instagram ads might have been worth it. How profitable is a jiu-jitsu brand like Hypnotic? What is the real return of investment you get from a jiu-jitsu athlete? I don't think it's very high because they do very low energy marketing. Gordon Ryan might do a post, but I mean, how much engagement does that post get? How many bots are on that post? And you got to realize a lot of people that follow jiu-jitsu that are in these comments that watch the YouTube videos, they don't train. They're never going to put a gi on. They're never going to put a no-gi rash guard on or spats or anything on. They just want to watch and see what's going on, what the content's about. But they're never going to support the athletes or anything. Let's use Andre Galvao as an example. He switches gi sponsors like no other. He's a big draw. But I bet he pushes more sales because he owns an academy and affiliates that want to wear what he wears. Yeah, so, King's Kimono, I believe, is based out of San Diego. Hyperfly, definitely in San Diego. So they might just get more sales because they own schools. So that's more for the all my gi brands out there, all my apparel brands, just get into the schools. I can justify paying him more than I would Gordo. In fact, I would argue I much rather pay an owner of an academy, even if they're not famous, some money to rep my brand because he would influence his students to wear it. Who does Gordo really influence to buy Hypnotic? I don't see the ROI worth it. I don't see the ROI worth it in his case. Well, there's two things going on here. One is their ROI here, and two is they're paying Gordon. They're paying for Gordon unreasonable. He's unreasonable relative to the market. The pay to Gordon is unreasonable to the market. I mean, Gordon wants you to give him $10,000 for his number of followers, depending on how much he posts. Not to mention his other endeavors. I don't think $4,500 a month is out of the line with a typical influencer of his stature would get. Does influencer marketing have any ROI for BJJ apparel? Who knows? Either way, $54,000 a year shouldn't be enough to bankrupt a business that isn't run out of someone's basement. So I think Hypnotic was run out of a basement. I bought Hypnotic because I only had to buy one, pretty cheap, admittedly, gi and no gi set, then win a bunch of tournaments and they gave me a bunch of gift cards. I missed all of my Hypnotic purchases. I got that big dumb orange bag with the loudest zipper on the planet. I didn't get the King Ryan stuff because I think the idea of wearing stuff branded with someone else's name is weird. It's for sure weird. Even though I'm wearing a pair of shorts at this very moment with the brand that is literally someone's name. No one, but I'm sure he said, I'm the king and I want $20,000 a month. I will sell 1,000 units for you. He should have to buy all the gear he didn't sell. That's pretty funny. Imagine Gordon had all the gear he didn't sell. Let's see. This has been pretty educational. Says I didn't even know it was a brand, but I guess their gis go for around $100 a pop, considering they have to pay the manufacturer, rent, etc. It's not like they make $100 from each gi, maybe 50. If they're paying Gordon 4.5K a month, that means they need to sell 90 gis a month just to cover that. Considering how few practitioners of BJJ there are, how long most gis last, and how many other companies there are out there, that can't be a valid business strategy. I mean, I like Keenan, but I'm not switching to Hyperfly just because he wears it. Yeah, we don't know. So pretty educational. I learned Gordo can bankrupt your company. So we're gonna watch a little bit of jiu-jitsu matches. We're gonna watch a little bit from Who's Number One. I think we're gonna watch the kid from AOJ. We're gonna watch his match, and then we got some influencers, some guys from YouTube. Some YouTubers are gonna fight. So we're gonna see if these YouTubers can actually grapple.
And champion Icaro Moreno.
And what is there to say about Icaro Moreno that hasn't already been?
Whoa. We ain't playing no Team Spirit over here. Don't play that Team Spirit. So this kid's 5'13", other kid's 12, 5'4", 100 pounds.
He doesn't leave much space at all. He doesn't
So
make many errors.
that's the AOJ kid, you see?
The McKenzie, you just saw him try to slide by. He did that very well on some of the footage.
He also
I watched him.
wrestles.
Created that collar tie.
Icaro
and then
does.
used a slide by to get behind some of his competitors. So, but he really doesn't make a ton of errors, Icaro. So you're gonna have to make him move a lot. There's an arm drag, almost a re-drag. But I think the key for McKenzie is to try to get him to move a lot.
Yeah, like you said, you can immediately see some of those slide-bys. And we see a double switch off here from Icaro Moreno, and he sets him down.
Kendall also wrestled, guys.
Countered. I mean, McKenzie was almost able to turn out of that, and then just...
they got music on there, so I think I need to turn that off. I'm sorry, guys. You know, that music, bro, that music gets me, bro. So the kid, he wrestles too, the Icaro kid. Trying to stand up from the closed guard. Let's see if he can open it. Nice little waiter entry. My man got some classical jiu-jitsu over here. Go for it one more time. You got to get your hip on the knee. Get your hip over, bro. So Ikaru's doing a good job. He's got his legs bent. So it's good to watch these matches. I wish the music wasn't there.
Essentially come up in a body lock if he pummels in, try to stand up. There he goes.
They still got music.
But you can solve that by putting pressure. Icaro didn't need to do that.
Yeah, music. So now he's pulling guard. Let's see his guard game now. We might just get through this match, guys. This is rough. These kids crazy. This is the next. These are the future champions. Nice entry into a Choi bar. Probably going to lose it, but looking for the leg entries. You know, kids can't go for leg locks. And I'm sure there's people online that they're like, I want to see my kid rip off the other kid's leg. Nice guard pass. Maybe some, I don't know what he's trying to do here. Maybe a Bucky. He's going to get his head out. Right into Kimura. That might be it. No. Back take. No. It's hard to beat these AOJ kids, bro. You got to get a kid from the favelas to beat these AOJ kids. You need a kid from the favelas from 10 a Day Project. Otherwise, I don't know how you're going to beat these kids. Let's see if they still got music.
Yeah, McKenzie getting out nicely there.
That music's killing me, guys. I'm sorry, man. I wish I could play the music, the whole video, but the music gets us. So, you know, these kids are good. He's got the darts going on. Yeah, it looks like he's about to lock it up, too. That might be it. This might be it. Oh, no. Writing them out. Referee needs to be watching the hands. He's doing a good job. Some of these referees don't be looking. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nice. It wasn't a bad match. You know, these kids are good. This kid trains full time. I don't think that kid goes to school.
Constantly, and I think that's going to be a fun match to watch. I'll check it out.
Gracie's like a very static grappler, gets in good position, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And then Mika's just, you know, Mika's Mika. Very.
Kendall, W-Night debut for this young.
These guys don't have to expect for too long. We're already under the action.
That's what we said. That was a beautiful slide by him.
Whoa!
We're looking for the. I'm looking for the YouTubers.
Yeah, we see that so often, right? The Uchi count.
Where's the YouTubers at?
Debut and.
There you go, the YouTubers. That's the YouTuber.
Jiu-Jitsu. And his opponent. There we have.
So we got the YouTubers. Am I a YouTuber?
Now we have another exciting match coming up. Ryan Giuliano here. They're seeing on the screen in the warm-up area. He's coming up very soon. And
That music killing me.
we are really excited for.
I think that guy's a YouTuber. Are they both YouTubers?
We have got these two social media superstars.
Are they superstars? Are they superstars? Does anybody know who these guys are?
Coming in, making waves, coming into their who's number one day.
Let me look these dudes up real quick. Ryan Carson. Is he a superstar? Wait a second. I think he's like Car BJJ or something. This guy's a superstar? 26K on, maybe got some more followers on Instagram. 16K? That guy's a superstar? Nah, wait a second. That guy's a superstar? The jiu-jitsu guy's got more followers than that kid. I'm not saying he's not bad or anything. I'm just saying he's a superstar. Kendall? Where'd the video go? Right here. Let's see how good they are. Let's see how good they are. I'm gonna be harsh, guys. I'm gonna be harsh.
From match.
They can be harsh on me.
Ryan.
They could be harsh on me too. Is he the guy that came out for the Pokemon?
Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 164 pounds. Fighting out of Seattle, Washington.
I'm gonna be harsh, guys. I'm gonna be.
MMA. It's Carson T. Nanny.
Here we go. Match number 3, Sean Williams.
Me,
You've got
the
Carson Nanny
very
coming out.
best.
He's got a
No
big
one
crowd
ever
here.
knows. Dun, 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 dun. Guess it's my real test. That's pretty cool. Let's see if he can. Who's this guy?
It's Ryan Giuliano.
And here we come out of the red corner, Ryan Giuliano. What a walkout song, Sean. Coming in, 27 years old, 5'8", 170.
Let's see. We'll see if these influencers any good. And then I think that's gonna be the last video.
We are
Get some
getting
food.
this match underway. I would love to take this opportunity to have a special introduction. We've got a third man in the booth right now, Mr. Ben Kovacs. He's the general manager of Flow Grappling. He's going to join us for a couple matches here. Ben, welcome to the commentary show.
Thanks for having me.
Super excited that you're here. Now, as these guys get started, we're going to do our best to call the action. We've got some questions for you too. We're feeling a little nosy today. So we've got a couple questions we're gonna get into. But I also wanted to mention that these guys, this is a pretty unique matchup, right, Sean? I mean, these guys are coming in as social media superstars. They're gonna
Superstars.
give us a
Kendall,
little
come on,
information
Kendall.
about the
Kendall, you got more followers than both those
fan
guys.
to athlete on the Who's Number One show. Is that right?
Yeah, Ben, do you want to touch a little bit more on that with the sort of the nature of this matchup?
I'm not looking forward to this
They are
match.
two friends, right? I had heard that one of them was like, "No, I don't want to do it," but okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, Ryan was pretty reluctant to do it at first. Probably a better friend than Carson, apparently. But Carson just would do anything.
They just want to make
Who's Number
content.
One. So I actually brought Carson to the last Who's Number One, sort of as a fan. Brought him out. He got to meet a bunch of his heroes. He's a big Owen Jones
Nice.
fan, and he, had a great time. And I thought, hey, let's get him on the next card. Let's get him against another YouTuber. Let's see if these guys can actually make some really cool content after the fight and give fans a sneak peek of what it's like behind the scenes here at Who's Number One.
Man, that's awesome. It's funny because one of the things we love to see is when the athletes are creating a lot of content around what we do here to let fans in on what that's like. But these guys are professionals, so it's a different level. I'm really excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, and I think these guys kind of represent a little bit of the new age, if you will, of jiu-jitsu, right? They're creators first, they're wrestlers first, they're no-gi first, and they have exciting styles. Fans really love them, so it's different, I think, than how a lot of us got into jiu-jitsu, like Sean and I, very gi first, right? Old school.
Yeah,
this is
same
the new
here.
wave.
It's just a kid on the mats thrown in a gi, and good luck.
I was trying to leave you out of the old
Different.
guy conversation.
Yeah, well,
I guess I dated
I see.
well, I mean,
My man got all the sponsors on his rash guard.
Ryan has a nice double leg right there and got around the guard, and now he's in a cradle. He's got.
I mean, it's not helping him. It's not helping him win the match, though.
Yeah, we saw a nice double, little guillotine defense action, but
I kind of don't want to see influencers on the show. This could have been. It could have had some real grapplers out there, you know.
Now, Ben, we wanted to talk a
They're just
little
gonna
bit
make
about
some
why
some
you're
YouTube
jumping in with
videos.
us. I know as the new general manager of Flow, what got you interested in taking over that role?
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about general managing or flow. Yeah, I wish they had let regular grapplers be on the show. You know, guys that work in their whole life. I understand they want the, they want the. I was gonna say prestige, but is there any prestige from having these guys? They might have good YouTube shows. I think Homeboy put out a video. He's about to get slammed. Boo. Woo. I can't hate too much. I'd be doing the social media grind too. I understand they're making content, and that just reminds you that it's about entertainment too. You could be really good. You never get a shot on Who's Number One. I know a ton of good guys never got a shot on Who's Number One, but like the YouTube kids, I don't know. I mean, it's just like it's a different era. You don't have to be good at jiu-jitsu to be on Who's Number One. You don't have to be good at jiu-jitsu to be on UFC BJJ. You better be good at jiu-jitsu to be on CGI though. And ADCC, you think ADCC would let some influencers jump on the tournament? Or I mean, they'll never let you in wrestling for some influence. You think they'll let some, even influencers in wrestling, they're good. That Caden kid, he can make it to the national championship. I mean, but, these guys, I mean, maybe they want some stuff. I don't know. They can just get in because they're popular. They're popular online, so. That's a lesson for you guys, any of the young guys, really. You don't need to be that good anymore. You just need to have a social following and make content. Make content. There's probably better people they could have picked. There's probably some athletes that make good content that they could have picked. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's some, I'm sure. But things are changing, and we just gotta adapt to what people are kind of following. That's kind of crazy. They're doing a lot of crazy jiu-jitsu. They do a lot of stuff. I'm like, why are they doing that? Why are they? You're at the show, like, why are they grappling? Why are they doing all these moves? I'm gonna say skill-wise, they shouldn't be out there. Skill-wise, they should. What I want to see the YouTuber fight I want to see the YouTubers fight some good jiu-jitsu guys. I mean, the match will be over immediately. They said homeboy like Owen Jones, have Owen Jones beat him up a little bit. That would be more exciting to me. Put the YouTubers versus real grapplers. You know when Mighty Mouse beat up he didn't beat him up, but beat up KSI. We want to see that. I want to see the mismatch. I don't want to see two YouTubers going at it. And you know what? Most of these YouTubers, you don't even see their face in the videos. Most of these YouTubers, the ones that don't have their face in the video, I'd be questioning their skills. I'll fight these YouTubers. Am I a YouTuber?
The leg weave. Now we see
I'll fight a YouTuber.
Probably trying to thread the right.
I can't make 170. Not right now, but maybe. Maybe later this year.
Legs, you might want to think about passing the secondary leg to the other side, just to keep control over it.
Flo, give me a YouTuber. I'll beat all the YouTubers.
Red. We've seen 2 red judges' favors in a row.
I want to fight a YouTuber. I'll take a YouTuber over the monsters I got to fight already.
But it lets you know what's on the judge's mind as they're watching this, which way they see it leaning.
I'm over here fighting,
He's still on
some killers, bro. I'll fight a YouTuber. Give me a YouTuber. Give me a YouTuber.
There's going to try to really hit a true leg lace. You can knee bar inside there. He's got to fix your angle a little bit and expose the heel. But then see, once that secondary leg goes away, all the
Clinton, what up, Gavea? He says, I was wondering if you would consider yourself a YouTuber. I'll consider myself a YouTuber if I can fight those guys. If I can fight these guys.
Heads on the outside, though. Oh,
give me these guys.
Had a look at a guillotine, but now a knee cut coming in.
Yo, the people I gotta fight, I'm like, dang it. Can they treat me like a YouTuber?
Give me $100. I'll give you $100 if you take me down. And so one of the jokes going in this match was Carson was talking to him before the match, saying, hey,
Judges favor blue.
So it looks like he made
Red is messing up. Red, you gave up. What's going on, Red?
That sounds fun. That's my next.
Clinton said he'll fight a YouTuber too.
Man, big.
I don't want to fight no high schoolers or anybody from Brazil. Give me a YouTuber.
Great way to defend any sort of hip escaping or bringing the elbow connection to the knee, which is what people need on.
It's not a bad match. I don't know if they should have been on the card. They shouldn't have been on the card.
Can you elaborate just a little bit more?
I think the kid from AOJ could have beat these guys. The kid we watched earlier, that Locaro kid, he could have beat these guys. Oh, Red, what are you doing, Red? Red's messing up, bro. Don't get tapped out, Red. The judges gonna have a heck of a time scoring this match.
So that's a pretty simple concept, but I think even at the highest level, it's the same thing, right? There's a camaraderie, even the athletes.
Clinton says there need to be age appropriate at this point. Yeah.
Friends for the most part. It's an amazing sport that brings.
I'm getting up there with you, bro. Oh, actually, Gavay, you Masters 3, bro. You good?
I don't want to see this become an exclusive sport, right? I don't want to.
You Masters 3.
Where, you can't watch your favorite athletes.
Oh no, Red, come on, Red. Red, no, Red, no. He out.
Almost trying to finish from
He
the
out.
mount there, but.
Go for a leg lock, Red. Come on, Red. I'm going for Red, guys. I'm going for Red. Go for a leg lock, Red.
Maybe on a leg of his own.
These guys should not have been out here.
Trying to cross heel hook there to try to drop in on it.
Gavay, you tear these guys apart too.
There he is, almost at the end. Another cross heel hook. He's got the heel.
Oh, he's got a deep bite there.
Yeah.
That's his friend too. Gavay, you Masters 4, bro.
What a great match.
No, you Masters 3. Masters 3.
And like I said,
Actually, you do pretty good. I think you do pretty good at Masters 3, Gavay.
Two athletes letting it all hang out.
Was that guy Val?
Everybody wins. The fans win that way.
I need to do Masters 2, but I've been slacking.
That foot sweep in the very beginning.
5 minutes too short though, bro. 5 and 6 minutes. That's not enough time to work.
We saw a lot of great wrestling in this match, didn't we?
I mean, I don't envy the judges here because the first two judges' decisions went to Red, but Carson kind of dominated the end of that fight a little bit. So.
And our rule set is based around deep submission.
Who else was over there? I think that's it, man. I don't want to watch any more of this. Who's that? Actually, let me watch one more match because my friend likes. Actually, is that the girl my friend likes? Never mind. I don't want to see that match.
Attempts, right?
I do want to see one more match though. Ooh, we cannot watch Polaris though, guys. Polaris, they'll have the stream down. Yo, Gavea, Brian says sends his regards. Where's that girl at? We're just gonna watch this real fast.
So I can't hate on it.
Arm drag cross.
Last video, guys, and I gotta dip.
He uses that cross foot sort of block and creates a lot of good opportunities.
So that's Felipe Andrew. You guys saw him in the finals of CJI. He don't really do no-gi, guys.
Has an incredible close guard. Here we go.
I think Declan Moody is the kid out of he's out of he's about to get heel hooked. Tap out, bro. Tap out.
Dude, that is deep. He may
Tap.
Sean.
That's deep. That's tight.
He's gonna look at the pain.
Woo. He wasn't defending. He was just sitting in it. So that's the kid from Australia. All the Australians are, just jacked. Everybody from Australia is just jacked and huge and good at leg locks.
A lot of business. And so I think like one of the things I didn't realize, and then I kind of talked to Craig about, and one of the reasons he kind of came back to help support what we're doing at Flow is by encouraging people to actually understand that and feel like they're investing in jiu-jitsu.
Knee bar.
Changes everything.
You don't see knee bars.
Oh.
You don't see knee bars anymore.
Sean Williams, that was an amazing early submission. Big hometown crowd you can see behind there for Salvador.
You know what you gotta do to get up? Wait, pause it. You know what you gotta get up and be like, let me check on the damage. Let me check out the damage. Everybody does that, you gotta stand up, check that knee out, hope it's stable. And if that thing ain't stable, you're like, oh bro, I'm cooked. I'm cooked out here. Let's watch this match too. My friend, he got a crush on one of these girls. I won't tell you which girl it is. It's not me, it's the actual friend.
Double under, she finds her way to side control, but often this opens up the turtle, as we know, right? Because
These some big girls though. These some big girls.
Not give up side control, and then
nice pass.
Almost jumped over there.
Yeah.
Her legs exposed. She'll hook right there.
She's got both legs. If she can keep that top leg.
I know the defense of this. Tony gave me the defense of this move.
But it also then makes that other foot just.
It's not easy though. She not doing the right defense. She about to get heel hooked. She cooked. That leg. She cooked. All right, go and tap out. Actually, she may still be able to get out.
Is there any way
she got to push the knee though.
Yeah, now there is. Her secondary leg got out. She's got to get behind the feet. That's step number one. She's getting close. That doesn't get rid of the heel.
She should grab her foot there.
She circles her leg back. She's still got to get behind the feet. You see how she's
That's
sitting
it.
down now?
That's
tight.
it. That's it. Go. Okay.
Wow, and she gets the finish.
Woo. Clinton, they keeping you in work, bro. Clinton, you gonna. They're keeping you in business, bro. These people getting their legs destroyed.
Who's number one, but it's her first who's number one.
You saw this one too. We just saw that one.
Now we see a lot.
Head and arm choke. We didn't see this match though.
Moreno.
We saw that one, guys. That's why I bypassed it. Little shot. And he left the head exposed.
Get that right arm on the outside of that leg.
Underhook.
Get it around the corner there. Another front headlock on the opposite side.
Sucker drag. Sucker drag. Sucker drag. You don't know how to do it. Sucker drag. Yeah. You know he had it. Oh, he cooked.
Oh, now
he
we
cooked.
have a grip on the bicep here.
He cooked.
From Pablo.
Yeah, now
it's actually not that tight.
It's really tight. You got to get his elbow down on the mat.
I think he panicked a little bit.
And drive through. Push
Yeah, he
on
panicked.
that
My man
elbow. You
panicked.
see that underneath there. He's got to get his elbow.
He completely out of position.
He's tapping.
Whoa! Second submission victory here.
So that time he waited for a very long time. That window
There's some more submissions.
closed.
Just to remain non-exclusive. Obviously, Craig's a big proponent of that.
So this is from last week, guys. Last, who's number one?
Getting blocked from competing in CJI.
I think it was last week, something like that.
A nice toe hold attempt there from Rana Welling.
Ooh, that's kind of a cool entry.
Now, if she can get, she might want to transfer that in. She's got a leg isolated completely.
Homegirl a little too relaxed.
And now has a cross heel hook.
Let's see how she finishes this.
got both. She got a straight.
They keeping Clinton in work.
Now there's the cross heel hook if she loses that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if she's able to drive her right leg through for a full cross off. She almost does, but good defense here from Melissa Luna
Her
trying to
knees
back this
inside.
up, and now
She
attacking
Eddie,
top
where's Eddie
arm,
Bravo
though.
at?
She got it.
Where's Eddie Bravo at?
Another submission victory.
All right, guys, that's it for today, bro. We good. We covered a few things. I think we covered UFC BJJ. We covered a little bit about that. I'm not the biggest fan, but you guys go check it out. Let me know. We also covered the Mendez Bros. They where's that clip at? I just think it's amazing that they can send a whole family to Japan. You know, I'm seeing dollar signs. That costs a lot of money. They must have some points. they got some Sky Miles or something. Yes, that's a lot of money. They took the whole family. That's like 11 people or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. I'm thinking about how much that cost. That round trip. Let's look it up real fast. Let's say they went United or something. 816. Dang. They didn't go in August, bro. They went July or June. Oh, I can't show the fights. Well, let's look at it now then. Yeah, let's say about $800. What's 800 times 12, guys? I got my calculator app. I just want to see how much that'll cost. Yeah. Can you guys see? We got the calculator up too. Will it move? Come on, calculator. Yeah. This thing don't want to move. Don't look at my files, guys. Can you guys see my files? Nope. Or maybe you can. I don't know what's going on. Where are you? There we go. Jason says, which daughter looks more like their dad, Andre Galvao, Jocko, or Brock Lesnar? Dang. Woo! I might have to go Sarah, bro. I think Sarah Galvao looks like her daddy. she is her daddy. She is her daddy. I don't want to judge anybody's looks or anything. Yeah, I don't want to judge the girl's looks, but she looked like her daddy. No DNA test needed. No DNA test needed for that girl. Let me look up. I'm trying to figure out the flight. About 10 grand. The Mendez Bros can throw that around, right? Can you guys see? Like 10,000 for the trip. Hotel. I don't know about that hotel though. Yeah, that trip probably cost them $20K for like a week. That's not bad. They got that money. I ain't got money like that. I can't take no $20K trip to Japan, but they can. They got the money. So yeah, I'm just jealous, guys. That's all. Maybe I'll get back out there. We need to get Clinton out there. We need to get Simway, Evan out there. And that's awesome, bro. I'm jealous. All right, guys, that's it. Yeah, we done, bro. If you guys want to support the channel, Inverted Gear, BJJ Mental Models, we got the video coming out soon. I need to work on that now. UFC BJJ. I'm gonna leave that to you guys to go watch. I don't know what else is going on. Whatever else going on, I'll keep you guys updated. I probably will take tomorrow off. Going to be building a chicken coop. And Sunday, maybe Sunday. I might stream on Sunday. We'll see. Otherwise, that's it, man. You guys take care of yourselves. You know, stay healthy. Take care of them knees, those shoulders, those ankles, those wrists, those necks, those backs. As Kevin Rendleman said, wash your ass. Wash your ass. That's what Kevin Randleman said. R.I.P. Kevin Randleman. Happy birthday to cousin Tony. Yo, hey, gobble ghoul, Tony, gobble ghoul. And shout out, happy birthday to Big Tony. And that's it, guys. We'll be back possibly on Sunday, definitely back on Monday. I ain't streaming tomorrow though. And that's it. Shout out to Jeff Cummings. It's our 10th black belt reunion anniversary. I don't know what it's called. Anniversary, yeah. We've been black belts for 10 years, so shout out to him. We got our black belts the same day. And that's it, guys. You guys enjoy your Friday. Stay out of trouble. Yada, yada. And you know I'm playing the inverted gear video. We need to make a new one, man. What should the new one be? Let me know in the comments what you guys want for the new one. Until then, we play an old one because it's still good. See ya. Hey.